This is Pendle from Soundust, and I'm going to show you something new today. Here is a screen capture of the track Lapwing, which I've made into the snazzy video, all hand-drawn, obviously, laboriously and slowly. And the whole track is just made with Clavotron, or DRIFT005 CLAVOTRON. And I'm going to show you how I did it and where all these sounds come from and how they're all related to the clavinet in some way or another. So, let's just stop there. Firstly, the first track we've got up here is here. And this is the Hohner D6 feedback. Every note played through the Digitech freakout. So hundreds of looped feedback, joyful joys of joy. And this track's got some subtle automation going on with the tremolo and also the drift depth, which you should see here. All that's changing. That's not. Up here is changing as well. So it's just quite simple. It's quite simple. A few notes with a little bit of automation, bit of effect, which we can see later on. And that's just the very starting point. I just started with a couple of chords, made them kind of feel nice and luscious, and that is the Hohner. So it's got a slow attack here, which you can set here. And that's why it's this kind of luscious fading in quality. I could have also automated the EQ, but it didn't need it. Okay. And then, as part of that bed, so it's basically just two chords, changing a little bit. I'm master of two chords. The next one is this track here, which is made with the Siel Orchestra 2, which in itself sounds like something worth sampling. A Siel orchestra, jeez. But the whole point of Clavotron is it's based on clavichord style instruments, which are hammered strings. And the Hohner Clavinet is essentially a modern version of a 15th century stringed and keyboard instrument. And the way it's built to be louder and so you could hear it, it's essentially an electric guitar with 60 strings, which I find quite exciting. So I didn't just record the Hohner Clavinet in as many ways as I could think of, but I also looked for variations on that concept, and I also made some ridiculous variations on that concept as well. So it's real Hohner Clavinet. It's there's a harpsichord in there as well, and we do have the obvious straightforward Stevie Wonder stuff. But I'm not going to show you that at the moment. I'm going to show you the kind of interesting things about a 60-string guitar and some of the stuff you can do with it. The Siel Orchestra 2 is a fantastic sounding string synth. Also, fortunately, comes with a clavichord patch, which isn't great. It's quite gnarly, but it's quite adaptable. So I built a slightly different patch. Here it is, coming up. Here we go. And here we've got some automation of the EQ. There's a fair bit of reverb on there. And Infinity Reverb is an endless reverb, which I recorded off so that's just reverb now. And it's from the Digitech GSP5 rack unit from years ago that was part of my signature guitar sound back in my shoegaze days. But it is a beautiful, long, murky reverb which somehow just fits and sits really nicely. So a little bit of automation of the EQ here gives you an extra kind of bit of pulse and niceness. Okay, so that's the two starting points. Well, let's just take out the lead. And we got that bit as well. Okay, let's look at the lead bit. This is a stack. And I've got a clavinet, a straightforward clavinet, and a straightforward harpsichord. I've got them slightly mixed left and right here. And that gives us this. I was kind of going for a slightly both spaghetti westerny and a kind of third manny kind of zithery thing. But it's got that. You've got the lovely attack and the pinginess as well. And we've got two different reverbs here. There's, I can't remember how many there are, but there's all those categories of reverb with specially made impulse responses as well. And the reverse ones, which is on the harpsichord, if we just listen to just the harpsichord. And that's got that repeat reverb thing going on. And here's just the clavinet on its own, which I just didn't think carried enough weight. Let's just try just the clavinet. Actually, it's quite nice. But we can mix them with the volume here. Maybe that's a better mix, actually. And new in the DRIFT005, because part of the sound of the clavinet is the note off clunk, we've got that which you can adjust the volume of, which is relative to. Hold on, if I just play that note. So you can hear the note off from, let's do it, both of them. There's your note off. So you can mix that level in any who you want, really. So that's all the sounds back in again. So we've got 4 clavotrons in so far. Then we have this reverse kind of a thing. This reverse sound is using one of the fake clavinets I've made. You can see all the sounds in the drop-down menu here. We've got the 5 real clavinets, messed around horribly. We've got the harpsichord that we've used already and the Siel Orchestra 2. And then we've got these fake variations that I made using different synthesis techniques. Modelled is obviously Carplus Strong Comedy, which one this one is. It's got an envelope follower on a filter on it for every note. So you can get that kind of 70s funk thing that people like. But this is a kind of slowed down version. I've got the ADSR setting to what I call reverse. So you get this kind of sound. But if we go to something more normal, that's what it would sound like. Which gives it a lovely quality, and you can adjust all of the ADSR just with one knob there. And we've also got some bit of EQ automation going on. And that just adds in little kind of nice little kind of little comedy extras. Ooh, where's that sound? There they are. Down here, we've got this crazy little sound, which is almost like a koto. Let's put it up here. And it's about the effects. It's going 100% wet through a kick drum, which gives us that really good quality. It's also got quite a bit of wobble on here as well. Go all the way. A bit too much. The whole drift thing here is very much about tape-like wobble. It's quite randomish. We'll do quite odd things. If we take that all together, entirely different sound. So that's, and you'll see the next sound as well. So in the FX section, you've got multiple options. So you could put it through a snare. Just gives it a different space. Or a different everything, in fact. But the kick worked really well. And it was just bizarre how it sounds like a real, entirely different instrument. Oh, another thing I forgot to show you on the stacks, we've also newly got the play delay, which goes up to 500 milliseconds, I think. And if you're stacking them up, different articulations, then you can add in a bit of delay so the notes will hit after each other to create a kind of more spread, more lifelike effect, if you're after lifelike. And then the final sound is another one that uses, let's get you over here. And then another instrument that uses the effects section over here is this, it's kind of percussive almost, percussive arpeggio. And it's the fake again, but with a lot of cowbell, more cowbell in fact, and some EQ. And you can hear it as I change the EQ, but it's basically going nearly 100% wet through a cowbell. So there's the notes without the cowbell. And it just adds this really interesting percussive effect, which I really liked. And there's also a bit of girth. Go all the way. That's just 1. 2 was quite nice, just sat nicely. And that's just a quite simple arpeggio. But part of the sound of this percussive arpeggio thing is the use of the fake robin. Now, this basically borrows notes from the neighbourhood and then repitches them beyond the realms that they should be repitched. So if you go right up to the high regions, it's randomly picking notes from right across the whole keyboard, all of the 60 notes. Or if you stick with just using the velocity and the usual ways of adding change, it's a bit more uniform. But there's some nice effects to be found by really pushing it too far. And then you can also mess with the time, which might be a bit much, and the tuning, which really throws it. And the volume. Let's go back. Oh, that's quite interesting now. And the pan. That should be boinging around all over the place. And obviously velocity. So that gives you more kind of interesting intrigue and variation as well. While I'm here, you've also got the RTFM page, which shows you stuff. And then the origins, which, you know, just some nice pictures. There's the siel, there's the clavinet, there's the hologram, which I didn't use. But I was experimenting with that, and also that's the Digitech Freak pedal, which I used to get the kind of reliably feedbacked variations, all laboriously played. So that is pretty much it. Kind of explains how the instrument works as well. I thought I wasn't going to ramble. Thank you so much. Please, like everyone says, if you ding the dinger, whatever that is, and follow, then you can hear more of me and this exciting ramble. So everything is coming from only Clavotron, even the effects. There's no extra effects. There's a bit of compression on the master. So it's all about, there's not even that much automation, but the automation does give it a bit of movement. That's it. Dead simple. Now don't forget that the whole drift system is intended to be modular, so you can mix and match different instruments in the whole range. I mean, there's 5 instruments so far, each with a minimum of 10 articulations. So you can build your own Frankenstein devices out of whatever you want, which surely is great fun, is it not? So, thank you very much for sticking with me. I hope this all makes sense to you. Don't forget to ding the dinger, because that's what you have to do apparently, and it makes me look popular, which I'm not very popular at the moment. Hey ho. Take care. See you soon.